Hey everyone, Tim HIggins, Everybody Now Solution. So this is, I think, our third part of PII. If you follow the other two, we use subsetting to create PII on the fly. We also used my favorite, which is a fast data masker. And now we're going to talk about transformation maps. It's cool right here, but there is none, so we have to create that. First, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new data set. So I'll call it mapping DS. I'm going to leave this as a normal. We're going to save. And if you were following my data pool, I'm sorry. Oh, I named that wrong, didn't I? Sorry. Let's cancel if we can, because I don't need another data set. Oh, no, I didn't name it wrong. Okay, fine. Kicks and giggles. It doesn't matter because our registry is at a higher level. So we'll go ahead and say data pool. Mapping DP. That's fine. It keeps it set from our subset. Now, we're not going to make this a subset. We're going to keep this one normal. We're going to say save. Now we need data. So let's go ahead and look at our target, which is here. Our people target should still have data, so let's get rid of that. Let's just verify that. Oops. Now I could right click and say count, but I need this window anyway. So yes, let's go ahead and delete that. I need this so I can type this in. Okay, let's run it. We're good. 410 rows were deleted. Oops. Okay, go. We're good. It's empty. So now if we go look at our source, and if we look at our people, this is just a quick, dirty way of getting data over, because we're going to be telling this is our production. Where's my people? Here's my people. And then we're going to run. Let's see, there is a setting that tells it how many to bring back, but what we're going to do is use our little cheat, our little notepad here, and we're going to say where address equals that. Oops, sorry, it was already there. Now remember, this is set to SQL. If this was Oracle, that command would be totally different. And then not too much different, but a little different. That should give us 410. So what I want to do is go ahead and publish that to my target. So write all to data target, not source. That'd be hard to back out. But we're going to write it to our target database. So go. Now, I will probably pause the video here because this may take a few to make happen, but we just need data, right? Okay, so now that we have data, we're going to go build our transformation map. Notice we don't have any, so we'll go up here to projects. We'll say transformation map. We'll pick our people, just like before. Oh, sorry, I got to create one. So let's say new. And the new is the plus, the green plus button. So we'll say new. We've got to give it a name, so we'll just call this people map. Okay, my database here is SQL. Oops, not SDM. SQL Server. And we need a description. All right, now let's go ahead and save. And now we have our people. Now, there's a couple of shortcuts I can show you. But first thing I want to show you is the old-fashioned way, where I could click on this and I could look for, remember your hash is linking, but we don't care about that right now. What I'm looking for is just, what I'm looking for. First, should be look for last name. I clicked on the wrong one first, I think. Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's look for last name. And there's quite a few of them, or quite a few options, and that's pretty cool. So if you remember using the data painter and also using the fast data maker that we used earlier, this is kind of that as well. And why am I having problems with last name? There we go. Well, ta-da, did it wrong. So, all right, so it's alphabetical order after so far. So let's go see first name. There we go. And this one will make last name. Okay, so let's go look for last name. Should be in alphabetical order, full name, last name, got it. Now that's pretty cool. So I can save this and say, hey, you know what? I'm good with this and move on, okay? But we're not going to, because if you noticed over here, we still have this kind of filter where it says, hey, maybe I can find date columns, maybe I can find date of birth columns, social security number columns, name columns. So you can filter by that as well. The most cool thing you can do is you can say, hey, why don't you tell me what you think is PII? And it automatically fills it in for you. So if we go look at credit cards, let's go ahead and save this changes. I don't think credit cards would have anything, but let's just for kicks and giggles, I can say, what do you think? There we go. Now, card ID shouldn't be PII, so we can say, I think there's an option for not PII, or just say good boy. So let's go back to people. I don't want to save changes because I'm going to mess it up. Now, I closed it. Let's hit refresh. And that's all it needs for building a transformation map. All right, so Tim, the question is, we now have our map. What do we do with it? Well, glad you asked. If I click on the map, what it's going to do is it's going to take me back to the edit screen. I can go in here and modify it. I can create these mappings however I want. The good news is this mapping is actually very useful because now I can do this cool little export. The one thing that you probably don't know is Fast Data Masker used to be called, well, if you think about Fast, FDM, it used to be called SDM. So we're going to export this as an SDM. We're going to drop it on our desktop. And I don't need to open the directory because I know where it is. And the file's been created. What I'm going to do is go log into my Fast Data Masker, sorry. Like you want to call it Maker. That'd be really cool if they make that, but they don't. At least that I know of. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect to our local e-travel database, and we're going to say connect. You know, one thing I probably should check out. Let me cancel this one, and let me go through, because that's one way to get to it. The other way to get to it is up through here. Let's see, where's fast data? Like there's your subsetting. Your profiling. Well, I thought that was a way to get to it from here. Tools. Not cool, man. Transformation maps. Nope, I guess not. I'm sure there's got to be a shortcut somewhere. So let's do that one last time. Because now that we have our map, we can. Sorry, I'm trying to get it from the other window. Drag it over. Let's go ahead and connect to our Travel E and say connect. And it's opening up in the other window. And here it is. And what we want to do is we want to say File, Open. I'm going to go to our desktop. I'm going to open up People. Now, the cool thing is, one thing you don't see, is because we use the C table in our mapping, it wants to know which connection is the C table. Now again, remember I have to drop out and go back and get that. So it does recognize the connection file, but we don't have the table. So we'd have to go back and set that, but that's okay. You get the concept. Because what it would do is bring over those mappings over to here. Now, if you're following along in the other videos, if not, go back and check them out. The other videos I show you how to do the Fast Data Masker and how to mask the PII with it. I also showed you how to create a subset. And when you do your subset, then you can use the mapper for that. I don't think it would let me because we're in different projects. But let's see. So if you remember when we were doing our masking over here, when we're doing it here, we could actually use our mapping for this as well. So there's a lot of good things that the mapper does for you, okay? The concept of the mapper is you got one place that does it. I guess the one benefit of that is it is used in a lot of places. And it's easy to modify because if you don't know, then you can always you can always just double click it and go work on it, right? And I'm sorry, I lost train of thought. If you don't know, you can always say, hey, help me here. And that would give you suggestions. So that's the three main ways of doing PII, at least from here. The fourth way would be if you actually wanted to, if you just wanted to generate data, right? Data generation. Now that kind of beats the purpose, but yeah, surely enough you can do it. What you can do is you can just bring your data in. Let me go back over here. And let's just say I want to do the mapping, and we never did use this data. And we're crashed, but I could right click, I could say edit data, and then in the edit data, I can just generate the data. Use data generation. So I hope this was helpful. The next one I'm going to show you is the portal, and that is a completely different paradigm. Well, kind of not really. It's just easier to understand, and in my opinion, easier to use. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Other than that, I hope this was useful.